The NFL owners meeting, Martin Kilcoyne of Fox 2 News is going to be reporting there all morning long, as well as right now on the Big 550 KHRS. Martin, good morning. It seems like the final nails in the coffin are being put on by the Rams in the NFL. Did we learn something about the Rams' intentions to want to move to Los Angeles?
Yeah, I don't think anything real clear happened on Tuesday. The agenda for the owners had Wednesday as the day where the L.A. market, or more specifically, the disenchantment with the home markets, so the Raiders, Rams, Chargers today, will address the other owners. So the group of 32 sitting in there, and the Raiders, Rams, and Chargers will tell everybody why it's not working in their home market. But as far as final nail, I don't know if you can say that, but I don't think you feel any better. I mean, Mark Davis, the Raiders owner, as nutty as he may be and as crazy as that franchise may be, give him credit for at least holding court, not only with reporters, but walking outside to talk with the fans and saying, listen, I'm trying to keep you in Oakland. I'm doing everything I can. I'm not getting the support I need. Here's how much money it's going to cost. I'm looking into moving to California, to Southern California, because it's a better offer. Help me out. He's pleading with the fans and the media saying, I can't get a deal done. Meanwhile, Silent Stan was actually invisible Stan, not even spot. It's not even clear if he was here yesterday. I'm told he will be here for sure for the final meetings today. But at least if you're an Oakland fan, the owner's saying it, whether you believe him or not. He's saying we want to stay, and the Rams have never said that.
Now, Oakland owner also said that he has absolutely no intention and doesn't want to move to St. Louis.
Yeah, specifically asked, what about the theory that your team's going to end up in St. Louis? He said it was preposterous. And then somebody said, but aren't you going to sell the team? He said, no intentions of selling. I asked him, I said, are you competing, in a sense, with Stan Kroenke for the L.A. market? Because clearly what the Chargers and Raiders are doing is trying to get there before Stan, trying to have a better model. They're not going to take all three teams and put them in L.A. So he said, I don't consider us competing with Stan. But the reality is they are. If the Chargers-Raiders deal for some reason looks better to the NFL, then maybe they go and maybe Stan says, well, I was never planning on leaving. And one of the key issues here is still, I think Stan's popularity or lack thereof amongst the other owners. I think that's a real issue when it comes time to vote.
Today, the three teams are going to present their home market to the owners, and everyone's talked about league bylaws and that you have to satisfy the we did everything we could in our home market. Because the NFL teams are giving that report, the conspiracy theorist in me says, well, Kevin Demoff can skew the numbers any way he wants and say, we've tried for years, we're not getting any support from St. Louis, so we have to leave.
Yeah, and I think, and to clarify that, it's less about the stadium projects that are on the books, because it was pointed out, well, why would Demoff talk about what Peacock and Blitz are doing, which it could be part of it, but I was told by Eric Rubin, who's the NFL executive that's in charge of all of this L.A. expansion or movement or whatever you want to call it, he said it's more about updating ownership as to why you're looking to move. Give us an idea of the sense in your market. What's the history there? Well, when the Rams say we've tried for years, that could be technically correct, as in the last maybe 2 to 3 years where they've had arbitration and where the lease was up. But when Dean Spano stands up in San Diego and says, I've been trying for 14 years. You want to talk about a wait, 2 to 3 years is nothing in the stadium world. So if they're being fair, and if it's apples to apples, when the Rams say it's taken years, I think that rings a little hollow.
Yeah. Who brought the fat head of Stan Kroenke?
There's a pair of brothers, the Batemans, and they're out of L.A., and they actually have a website, and I think it's called LosAngelesRams.org or something. Diehard fans who started this whole movement 5 years ago. Guy drove up from L.A., I guess that fit in the trunk, couldn't put it in the overhead bin, and they were part of the crowd outside. If a group of billionaire owners in Gucci loafers can be interesting, it was on Tuesday, in large part because of these collection of fans outside. You had Charger fans who are saying, save our Bolts, the Raider fans in full getup, and then a few collection of L.A. Ram fans kind of making their case. It was really entertaining. And Mark Davis goes out, and he's in the middle of it all talking to them. It was as entertaining as a group of billionaires sitting around a meeting table could be.
Martin, I know you have to get to Fox News to do your hit, but I have enough time to ask you this question, and that is there any possibility that Stan Kroenke lures the Oakland Raiders or the Chargers to his stadium deal in Los Angeles?
I wouldn't rule anything out. And there was a quote from Bob McNair. He's the Houston Texans owner, and I talked to him, and I said, listen, you're in Houston. You know what it's like for a franchise to up and move and then go through the process of replacing that team, which is what they did in Houston. He said, keep in mind, these things sometimes have surprise endings. And I thought it was very telling because these guys measure their words pretty carefully, maybe other than a Jerry Jones, but for the most part, they know exactly what they're putting out there. So I think anything is possible. I think Stan's open to anything that makes him more money. His first choice might be moving the Rams. The one thing I was told is that he likes the history of the Rams. He's been with the organization for 20 years, may not be the most passionate sports guy, but his goal is still to hold on to the Rams. At the end of the day on the table, maybe Goodell says, here's the deal. When Al Davis is widow ties, they got to sell. What do you think about this, this, and this? The problem is it's going to happen soon. And so if Mark Davis isn't selling the Raiders in the next year, then Stan's play may still be to move the team first and foremost. But I really wish we could find out, and I don't know that we ever will, how the other owners feel about Stan, because they have the power to get in his way if they want to.
Yeah, really interesting stuff. All right, Martin Kilcoyne, you're back, tomorrow? You're flying out?
I am back tomorrow at the Furniture Outlet in Bridgeton, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, Martin Kilcoyne, check all of his updates on Fox 2 News, which he's going to right now. Martin, thanks for checking in. Be safe. Talk to you soon.
Okay, talk to you soon.
You got it. 628 here, Big 550 KTRS. Really interesting stuff. The only other thing that is, I think Martin has sort of alluded to it there 2 or 3 times, and that is maybe the fact that Stan Kroenke is not only not liked by his hometown, but not liked by the other owners, might be the one sticking point where the other owners stick it to him and then give it to San Diego and Oakland. Then he has to come back hat in hand to St. Louis and say, oh, by the way, I really wanted to date somebody else, but now since they decided to marry somebody else, can I come back to you guys? That's an interesting play, too. But there you go. That's the latest from the owners' meeting in San Francisco. Martin Kilcoyne out there for Fox 2 News. All right, it's 6:29 here, Big 550 KTRS.